Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I am your host, Ginny. Today, we're kicking off with some exciting football news. Hong Kong's national team just played a 0-0 draw against Nepal, but the real story is our passionate fans, led by groups like Chi Sin Lo, who are fueling the local football scene with chants, banners, and overseas support. The coach emphasizes that improving team chemistry is key for their upcoming Asian Cup qualifier against India, and despite some setbacks, the team remains determined to keep their unbeaten streak. Next, let's talk finance. Hong Kong continues to shine as China's top international financial hub. Many Chinese companies, including giants like CATL and Midea, are choosing Hong Kong for their IPOs thanks to its flexible rules and quick approval process. While Shanghai tries to catch up, Hong Kong's global investor access and regulatory advantages keep it ahead, with over $7.7 billion raised in 2024 alone. The city's role as a gateway for Chinese firms to the world is stronger than ever. Finally, in tech news, Unitree Robotics, a Chinese humanoid robot company, is eyeing a $2 billion valuation and a potential IPO. Their robots have wowed audiences at events and competitions, showcasing rapid technological progress. With plans to scale production and attract international investors, Unitree is part of China's growing robotics scene, promising exciting innovations ahead. Please keep watching for more detailed insights. The South China Morning Post vividly portrays Hong Kong's ongoing struggle to solidify its status as a premier international financial hub, emphasizing the fierce competition with Shanghai. Despite lofty ambitions and partial reforms aimed at opening up mainland Chinese markets, Shanghai's efforts have been hampered by regulatory hurdles and cautious policies that stifle rapid IPO approvals and capital inflows. Conversely, Hong Kong continues to attract a surge of mainland companies seeking global recognition and access to international investors, exemplified by recent high-profile listings like CATL, which raised a staggering $5.3 billion, and numerous others collectively surpassing Nasdaq's fundraising totals. Industry insiders highlight Hong Kong's robust legal framework, ease of access for foreign investors, and strategic position as key factors that solidify its dominance, even as some advocate for a collaborative approach with Shanghai to foster national economic growth. In the realm of technological innovation, the South China Morning Post details the ambitious plans of Chinese humanoid robot maker Unitree Robotics, which is positioning itself for a potential IPO amid a booming domestic robotics industry. Having recently restructured into a joint stock company, Unitree aims to raise between $1.4 billion and $2.1 billion, reflecting the rapid expansion and high investor interest in China's burgeoning robot manufacturing sector. The company's robots, showcased in various performances, from kickboxing matches to traditional dance, demonstrate technological progress and commercial potential, despite current limitations in handling complex tasks. Industry analysts note that the company's move towards mass production and possible listing in Hong Kong underscores the country's strategic push into high-tech industries, with major shareholders like Meituan's Shanghai Information Technology and Hongshan Capital backing its growth trajectory. Meanwhile, the South China Morning Post also sheds light on Hong Kong's national football team's critical Asian Cup qualifier against India, where Yuzunam emphasizes the importance of improved team chemistry and physical strength. Amid fan dissent and a recent goalless streak, Yu's return to the starting lineup and his resilience, despite sustaining a head injury, highlight the team's determination to break their scoring drought and secure their 10th consecutive unbeaten game. Coach Ashley Westwood's tactical adjustments and Yu's versatile role on the field reflect Hong Kong's strategic efforts to overcome performance challenges, with local supporters eager to rally behind the team at the new Kai Tak Stadium. The match symbolizes more than just football, it embodies Hong Kong's resilience and hope for resurgence in Asian football, as players and fans alike look forward to a pivotal contest that could reignite their confidence. South China Morning Post vividly captures the fervor of Hong Kong football fans, spotlighting the Chisin Lo Group's passionate efforts to elevate local fan culture. Chester Chung, with his boisterous speeches and relentless chants, embodies the group's fiery spirit, which was born out of a desire to invigorate Hong Kong's football scene and foster a sense of identity amid political tensions. Their journey from making banners overnight to filling stadiums with deafening cheers demonstrates their unwavering dedication, especially during significant matches like the Asian Cup in Qatar, where support swelled to over 500 fans. These fans, often traveling abroad to support their team, see their cheers as more than mere support. They believe their energy sustains the players, creating a close-knit community that bridges immigrants and locals alike, striving to transform Hong Kong's football culture into something as intense and vibrant as Japan's or Europe's. Post Mag offers a compelling narrative about making space and finding belonging, highlighting the story of Bays FC, a London-based women's and queer-friendly football team founded by members of the Asian diaspora. Shay Driscoll's reflection on his own shifting racial identity underscores the importance of creating inclusive communities where outsiders can feel at home. Sarah Keenlyside's encounter with Bays FC reveals how these players and supporters forge a sanctuary for those marginalized elsewhere, turning the pitch into a realm of acceptance and camaraderie. Meanwhile, the article explores interior design trends in Hong Kong, illustrating how wood materials evoke warmth in often cold, characterless spaces, and takes readers on a cultural journey through Innsbruck's historic streets, showcasing a city rich in history beyond its ski resort reputation. These stories collectively emphasize the power of community, identity, and cultural expression in shaping personal and collective spaces. South China Morning Post also details Thailand's burgeoning influence in the beauty industry, driven by brands like Carmart and Cathy Doll. Carmart's evolution from a modest electronics company to an international beauty powerhouse illustrates Thailand's rising prominence in tea beauty, fueled by local celebrities and strategic regional expansion. Wongwuwat Thikakirikil's insights reveal how Thai brands leverage lower production costs, savvy branding, and collaborations with local influencers to compete against Korean and Japanese giants. Despite limited government support, Carmart's focus on quality, local consumer preferences, and gradual global expansion through partnerships exemplifies Thailand's resilience and adaptability in a fiercely competitive market. As the company navigates geopolitical challenges like tariffs and economic uncertainties, its innovative packaging, affordability, and understanding of regional tastes position it as a leader shaping the future of beauty across Asia and beyond. From South China Morning Post, Hong Kong faces a looming crisis as the lack of sponsorship threatens its role as the host city for the upcoming FIE Women's Foil World Cup. Despite being awarded the rights by the International Fencing Federation, FIE, local organizers are struggling to secure the necessary financial backing amid a challenging economic environment. The tournament, scheduled for January at Asia World Expo, now risks cancellation, overshadowed by other pressing priorities like the National Games and the upcoming World Championships. Wally Young Wing Sun, chairman of Hong Kong's Fencing Association, expressed his ambition to elevate Hong Kong's fencing profile by hosting both men's and women's foil World Cups, emphasizing the importance of showcasing local champions like Chung Kalong on home soil. However, the financial uncertainties cast a shadow over these aspirations, with organizers aware that they must respond swiftly to secure the event or face the possibility of losing their hosting rights altogether. Australian Broadcasting Corporation paints a vivid picture of Queensland's abandoned island resorts, once glittering playgrounds for the elite, now decaying remnants overrun by weeds and feral goats. Premier David Crisafulli has issued a stark warning to owners, accusing some of engaging in land banking, holding on to prime sites without investing, while the government prepares to reclaim these assets to prevent further deterioration. Iconic locations like Double Island, once a celebrity retreat enjoyed by Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, have fallen into disrepair, with the government aiming to sell the island to a buyer capable of restoring its former glory. The broader issue extends across the Great Barrier Reef, where high operational costs and cyclone damage have left resorts on islands like Great CATL and Midea in ruin, illustrating a broader neglect of Queensland's once thriving tourism infrastructure. Industry insiders and island brokers highlight the high demand from wealthy investors and dreamers eager to revive these islands, but the reality of running such remote resorts, costly and complex, poses significant challenges, underscoring the need for stronger government oversight and strategic planning to preserve these natural treasures. The Sydney Morning Herald introduces us to Kate Seddon, a landscape designer whose collaborative approach transforms ordinary gardens into personalized outdoor sanctuaries. After a career in advertising, Seddon shifted gears at 2002, enrolling in horticulture and design courses inspired by her architect father's legacy. Her work is characterized by thoughtful integration of native and exotic plants, respecting local terrain and the history of each site. Seddon's projects range from modest driveway revamps in Brighton to sophisticated gardens in affluent Melbourne neighbourhoods, emphasizing the importance of planning ahead to maximize property value. She advocates for a close dialogue with clients, creating gardens that evolve naturally over time and reflect their owners' personalities. Her philosophy underscores that well-designed gardens are an investment, often costing from $80,000 to over $1 million, but offering long-term dividends in beauty and property worth. Through her meticulous approach, Seddon exemplifies how strategic landscape planning can enhance both the aesthetic appeal and the value of homes, urging homeowners to see gardens as a vital component of their overall property investment. The CBC reports on the ongoing investigation by the RCMP into a complex international network linked to Anton Trofimov, a Toronto resident and director of Asia Pacific Links Limited, a Hong Kong-based company sanctioned by the US and UK for supplying microelectronic components to Russia. Trofimov's arrest on charges of exporting restricted goods to Russia, allegedly for military purposes, has unveiled a transnational operation involving ports outside of Canada and the FBI's cooperation. Authorities suspect Trofimov was orchestrating the shipment of electronic components from around the world to Asia, then onward to Russia, with some components potentially used in military drone technology like the Orlan 10, a primary reconnaissance drone for Russian forces in Ukraine. The investigation hints at a broader, still active network, with elements remaining under scrutiny, emphasizing the global reach and complexity of sanctions enforcement amidst ongoing geopolitical tensions. The South China Morning Post details the upcoming high-level meeting in London where U.S. top economic officials, including Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessent, Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, and Trade Representative Jameson Greer, will convene with Chinese counterparts. This diplomatic gathering follows a recent phone call between President Trump and Xi Jinping, which concluded on a notably positive note, signaling a possible thaw in the strained trade relations between the world's two largest economies. The meeting aims to address ongoing trade disputes, with Trump expressing optimism about the negotiations, which come after a period marked by mutual accusations and tariff tensions. This diplomatic effort highlights a cautious but hopeful step toward stabilizing and potentially improving the economic relationship amid a backdrop of recent conflicts and uncertainties. Nikkei Asia reports a record surge in activist shareholder proposals targeting Japanese companies in 2025, with at least 50 firms receiving such proposals, an all-time high at this point in the year. Driven by a wave of cross-shareholding divestments and reforms initiated by the Tokyo Stock Exchange's Corporate Governance Code, investors are increasingly pushing for changes to improve corporate efficiency and transparency. Notable targets include Nissan Motor, pressured to consider asset sales and disclose their strategies, and Fuji Media Holdings, which faces a board overhaul following scandal. The trend reflects a shift in Japan's corporate landscape, where institutional investors now hold a larger share of company ownership, empowering activists to influence management decisions. This evolving environment presents both challenges and opportunities, as companies grapple with activist demands and the potential for enhanced corporate value through active dialogue and reform. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong police have initiated their first drone patrols in densely populated urban districts, such as Yau Ma Tei and Jordan, covering extensive areas in a fraction of the time traditional ground patrols require. These UAVs can inspect a 13-football pitch-sized zone within 25 minutes, focusing initially on crime hotspots and areas with lax security, including 3-nil buildings that lack residence organizations or property management. The drones operate above buildings without intruding on interiors, providing a visible police presence that residents find reassuring, though some express skepticism about their effectiveness in crime detection. The deployment involves a team of officers managing each drone, with community briefings and property management notifications ensuring transparency. While residents like Tang, a retiree, feel comfortable with drones overhead, others like Lam voice doubts about their impact, highlighting a broader debate on privacy and policing efficiency in Hong Kong's urban landscape. The South China Morning Post also details a significant pushback from over 700 U.S. scholars urging Secretary of State Marco Rubio to halt plans for imposing stricter visa restrictions on Chinese students. These academics argue that such policies could harm U.S. innovation and weaken its educational sector by discouraging Chinese talent from studying and remaining in the U.S. They emphasize that most Chinese STEM students stay after graduation and that broad restrictions could be counterproductive, as many students have indirect ties to the Chinese Communist Party but are primarily motivated by career advancement. The scholars warn that targeting Chinese students based on vague CCP connections is impractical and could lead to unintended consequences, including fostering resentment and reducing cultural exchange. This organized protest marks a rare collective effort by U.S.-China scholars to influence immigration policy amidst heightened congressional scrutiny and ongoing concerns over intellectual property theft and espionage, with many emphasizing the importance of international students to America's scientific and technological leadership. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Morning coffee, fresh off the press. Reading headlines, feeling blessed. World keeps turning, stories unfold. Every moment news gets told. Flipping channels, clicking tabs. Feeding my night's hunger grabs. to know. Never stopping, always go. Scrolling, swiping, reading on. Daylight breaks into dawn. Headlines and headlines can't get